Hello, my friends. I am here with a colleague, and now I can say a dear friend of mine. And then I'm so excited to share these secrets with you because he's been sharing them with me, and they have resulted in success beyond my wildest dreams. And I want you to have the same success. And so I want to introduce and have Sameer Kumar, come on. And he's going to talk about how you can get a new patient or client in 24 hours or less. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Sameer, and then I'm going to pass it over and we're going to get right to it. Sameer has studied with the greatest. He's worked with them, he's mentored under them and with them. Joe Polish, Kevin Nations, Dan Kennedy, Tony Robbins, Brenda Burchard, Ryan Lee, Taki Moore. I had to write them down so I wouldn't forget them all. His knowledge is so wide, vast, and deep. I know you're going to get a lot out of this call and make money from this podcast interview, whatever you want to call it. So with that being said, my friend, you take it away and tell us how we can get a new client or patient in 24 hours or less.
All right, East. So excited to be here. This is so funny. We've been such good friends for so long, and this is the first time we are actually doing a podcast. So I'm very excited. All right, so let's get into this really good stuff. So I want to disclaim a little bit up front, we're definitely going to pick up some stuff to do in the next 24 hours. And the only way for it to work is if you guys actually implement what you learn. But here's the really cool part about what we're going to discuss today is that if you just do it over and over, it doesn't just turn into 24 hours, it turns 48, 72, week after week, month after month. So this is the quick fix. And if you work on mastering the stuff that we're going to talk about today, you will make a lot more money over the rest of your career. So it's pretty cool. All right, so here's how I like to paint the image of what we're going to be talking about. So I want you to imagine, can I use my hand? I'm going to use my hands, okay? They're not nicely manicured, but let's do it anyway. I want you to imagine a stool. On top of that stool, you got a bucket, and on top of that bucket, you have a faucet, okay? And what's inside the bucket is your leads, your prospects, your clients, and ultimately your revenue. Okay. And everyone in our businesses, we're trying to get that revenue to go up, go up, go up, go up. Okay. So what do? We start turning the tap. Okay. We say, okay, we want this to flow faster and faster and faster. And that tap lets out all the sexy stuff. SEO, social media advertising, hiring a marketing company, or if you're into that hustle culture, let's just work harder and harder and harder and never sleep and never eat and just work. And we start turning up the tap and the water starts coming in, or the leads, the prospects, the clients, the revenue starts coming in, and we get a little bit excited. And the thing that we miss is right here at the bottom of the bucket, we have a hole, and we have another hole, and we have another hole. We have another hole, and we have so many little holes in our bucket that no matter how fast we turn on that faucet, we're never going to fill the bucket. So the fastest way to grow your business is to start plugging holes. And what's going to happen is, and by the way, we all have holes in our business. There's no hole that is completely plugged ever. That's just nature, that's life, that's the universe, that's just how it works. But we can plug them to a good degree where they just, they're a trickle coming out. And then when the faucet is even dripping, that bucket will slowly fill up. And that's what I want to talk about today. So we're going to get rid of all the sexy stuff. I'm going to talk about all the non-sexy stuff at the bottom of the bucket. That's, well, not sexy. And, but it's going to make you a lot of money. So let's talk about holes that we can plug. East, we're going to talk about 3 of them today. Okay. And if there's time, we could probably can we do a bonus one if there's time?
Yeah.
Right. I got a cool bonus one. I think everyone's going to love the bonus. All right. So the first one is this. So first, don't think of your business as different than any other business. All businesses are the same. The products and services are different. Maybe a little bit of the delivery is different, but we're all talking about sales psychology. We're talking about marketing. It applies across the board to every business. So here's what we're going to do. Every business has leads coming in. Okay. Leads are defined as someone who contacts you, someone who has stepped up and said, you know what, I've seen you on YouTube, I've seen you on the internet, I've seen you on TikTok, I've seen your mailers, it doesn't really matter. And they're like, I would like to take the next step and learn more about your services, work with you, whatever it may be. So they fill out a form online, they send you an email, they pick up the phone, they give you a call, or they leave you a message. And what most business owners will do is they will be really busy in what they're doing. If they're a lawyer, if they're an accountant, if they're an acupuncturist, if they're a coach, they're just swamped with delivering their products or service. So what do? At the end of the day, they check their messages and Julie had called. Okay, so let's give Julie a call back. Hey, oh crap, I got Julie's voicemail. Okay. Hey, Julie, it's Sameer. I saw that you called about a consultation, about working with me. When you get this message, call me back. Here's my number. Or same email, right? Hey, Julie, saw that you wanted to chat. Here's send me an email back when you get a chance. And what does Julie do? Julie gets busy with her family. She gets busy with her kids. She gets busy with her job. She gets busy with her health. She gets busy with, buying a new trash can for the kitchen because the other one broke, whatever it is. And you are not on top of mind awareness for Julie. So does that mean that Julie doesn't need your services? Doesn't mean that at all. Julie just got busy. And so what we need to do as business owners, and this is your first tip on your 24-hour money-making thing. Here's what I want you to do, okay? I will get rid of the complicated part, which is this industrial, robust system of following up with leads until they die or until you die or until they say, leave me alone for the rest of my life. All I want you to do is this. Go back over the last 30 days and look at who has contacted you by email, web form, phone, doesn't really matter, carrier pigeon, I don't care. Whatever they've done, get back in touch with them. And all I want you to do is this, really simple. I want you to send them a short email. Hey, Julie, are you still looking for X? Hey, Julie, do you still need X? Hey, Julie, are you still trying to fix your shoulder pain? Hey, Julie, are you still looking to file an LLC? Hey, Julie, do you still need help with your accounting for 2025? That's it. Okay. Hey, Julie, question, sign your name. Please, for the love of whatever you believe in, do not add more than that. Do not add your input on what you think Julie should do. Don't tell Julie how great you are. Don't tell her about how wonderful your clients are or what the wonderful services you provide. Just send her a quick email. The purpose of this email is to reignite the conversation. That's it. Because now once you've got Julie back engaged, guess what? You can have a conversation with her. You can schedule a call time with her. You can schedule an email with her. All right. That's number one on getting new business in the next 24 hours. Reach out to anyone that's called you or contacted you in the last 30 days that hasn't responded back to you and reconnect with them. How are we doing, East? We're good? Anything you want to add or questions you
I
have on
love
that?
that one. What about if the lead came from a phone call? So they called, they left a message on my machine. What would you recommend for that phone call? Hey, this is East. I'm calling you back. Like just as simple. Like, could you give us some language on that?
It would just be calling them back and seeing what they say and what they need. So typically, first of all, I want to talk about the levels of intimacy. So we have multiple levels of intimacy. This podcast, this video is the second highest level of intimacy. The highest level is one-on-one meeting in person. And so if someone calls you, call them back. A lot of people, what they'll do is they'll get a phone call and they'll email the person back and they've actually diminished the level of intimacy. And people don't want to work with people they are less intimate with. They want to work with people they are more intimate with. So call the person back and it's just as simple as, hey, East, this is Sameer. I got your message earlier. You wanted to chat. Tell me how I can help you. And the reason for that is I want the person on the other end, I want them to talk. I want them to tell me I wanted them to give me their mini novel because what ultimately that does is, as a professional, it helps me help them the more I know about them. So yeah, perfect. Ready for money-making tip number 2 in the next 24 hours? All right. Oh, this is such gold. This is such gold, East. This is going to be so good. Okay, so everyone that I work with, I'm sure, East, the way that the people that you work with as well, they are really good at what they do. Would you say that? They're just awesome practitioners?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So let's not worry about getting better at what we do. Okay. So we've had clients, whether you've been in business for a year, you've been in business for 20 years, you have clients. You have 100 clients, 1,000 clients, 10,000 clients, whatever, who have worked with you. And I always ask people, I say, well, how many of them have loved you? And they say, all except that one, bleep, 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 right? So, and we all have that. We all have that one person that doesn't like us no matter what, and we just don't understand it, and it keeps us up at night. But let's not focus on that right now. Let's talk about the 100 or 1,000 clients that you've had in the past. And let's be pessimistic. Let's just say you've only had 100 clients in your entire career. We are going to talk about, and this is like a two for one, okay? This is the second and the third one built into the same equation. When we have a client, we get them, we collect their money, we serve them well, they're ecstatic, they're super happy, and then we say this sentence, which is death to our future business. And that is, hey, Julie, thanks so much for working with me. I hope I took good care of you. And if you ever need me again in the future, just give me a call. Done, right? That's the end. And and there's nothing wrong with that because, if Julie does need you again, she will call you. But once again, you're not on the top of mind awareness of what Julie's saying. By the way, you're going to get some background noise with me, East. This is the lifestyle. I'm chilling out in my like club room, and people are going
I
to be
got
bringing
it.
in
It's
dogs and
okay.
walking around in like bathing suits. And
We're ready for it. I love it. You're
all right,
living, you walk your talk, buddy. That's what I love about it. And he's going to share a little bit about that, how working very little, he makes a lot. And it's all the leverage. We want to give you leverage. Many of you have been working a lot for very little. We're going to swap that. It's
yeah,
time to swap that. It's time to work less and make more so you can be a bigger blessing on the planet and to yourself. So, okay, let's go. I want to
let's
hear
do
this
it.
number two.
And by the way, I just want to tell everyone, like before we started the call, I was telling East how like people were walking by in bikinis on one of my last calls, and people were like, "Oh my God, where do you live?" What a great place. All right. So number two, let's get back to the content. So number two, making money with clients. So we have these 100 clients, and what's happened is that they've worked with us, they've loved us, they enjoyed working with us, and then we said, take care, and if you ever need us again, call us. And that's fine, except for the one thing, they're not thinking about you. You're thinking about them. It is your responsibility as a businessman or a businesswoman or a business owner, whatever you refer to yourself as, to make sure that those people, when they need you or they have a referral or they have another type of business or something else that you provide, that they come back to you. So let me give you an example. And East, I'm going to go into people in your world because I think this is the perfect example. Let's talk about acupuncturists. Okay. So here's what happens. Let's keep using Julie. Julie comes in and she has neck pain. Okay, for whatever reason, maybe she's a stunt woman, maybe she's a mountain biker, who knows? So she's got neck pain, and she comes in, and you do your magic, and 5 sessions, 10 sessions, 2 sessions later, she's like, oh, awesome, that's fantastic. All right, great, you're healed, take care. And we say that line, if you ever need us again, call us. What are the odds, East, I'm going to run this by you because you know this business. What are the odds that Julie has neck pain again in the next 12 months?
Pretty high.
Okay. And if she's a daredevil, what are the chances of her having back pain, knee pain, elbow, like all this stuff, right?
High
Okay.
chance.
And how often do we email Julie and say, by the way, Julie, how's your neck pain? 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year down the line. We never do that, even though the odds are reasonably high that she's going to have neck pain again.
Yep. Yep.
And the other part that we miss is that Julie might also think all you do is neck pain. She might not know that you're the person to go to for her knee pain, her back pain, breathing difficulties, whatever it may be. I know there's a whole plethora of things that that acupuncturists can handle, and everyone's got their own kind of areas of specialization. But we have not reached out to her. So what we do here, so ready, money-making tip number two, okay? So we are going to call this first part repeat business, okay? Just Julie's neck. You can refer to it as Julie's neck if you want. That's a pretty way to think about it. And the simple answer is anyone you've had in the past year. Okay, now I'm kind of talking to the acupuncturist, but anyone can apply this for whatever business you're in. Anyone that's come to you in the last year with X pain, neck pain, knee pain, back pain, whatever your number one area of the number one thing that you solve for people or help people with, pick that. Okay, anyone that's come to you in the last year that you've helped out, they feel much better and they've left, contact them again. All it needs to say is, hey, Julie, now we're going to add a little bit line. Was thinking about you earlier today, or you came to mind, whatever your language is. I was just wondering, how's your neck doing? How is your neck pain? If you have a technical term for it, use that. And just sign it off. East. Done. Right? Don't add more. Don't tell her about your specials you got going on. Don't tell her about your other clients. Just ask her how her neck is doing. Okay? And the reason for keeping it simple is, once again, you just want to engage her in conversation. If she says her neck is doing really well, great. And I'm going to talk about the money-making part number 3 in the next 24 hours. Okay. So this is called repeat business. Repeat business is when the person needs the same thing over and over again. And by the way, East, what we're doing is we're plugging holes. The first hole was the leads. They were flowing through. We never clogged. Okay. Now some will go through, some will not contact you back, and that's okay. That's part of the game. This is the second hole we're plugging. Okay. We're in repeat business. We don't want Julie to forget that we're still here to take care of her neck. Repeat business. Okay. Now we're going to talk about a variant on this. And this is the third way you're going to make money in the next 24 hours. And this variant is future business. Future business is different than repeat business. Future business means what is something else or the next successive thing that Julie is going to need. Okay. Now let's just say, I'm going to take lawyers, for example, because I think this example is really good. So when someone comes in, I'm an immigration lawyer, I have that background, I have a law firm. And one thing that we used to do is when someone would come in to our world, it didn't matter where they came in, right? So first of all, if someone came into our world, they came in as on a visa. They came in on a visitor visa, student visa, work visa, it didn't really matter. What we knew was that they were going to have to renew that visa. They were going to want to file for their green card. They were going to file for their citizenship. They were going to bring their parents. They were going to get married, etc. Okay, and we would build this timeline out on estimations of what would happen. So, for example, we might say like, well, Julie's a mountain biker, so she hurt her neck. She's probably going to hurt her back. She's probably going to hurt her knees. She's probably going to have foot pain from all that pedaling. What kind of shoes does she wear? Maybe she's clipped in. Maybe she's not. All these things give us answers. And so the future business part is us planning to reach out to people and let them know what else we do, or what's the next logical step in their progression to healing, to immigration, to finances, to health. It doesn't matter. There is always a progression. We East and I have a friend, and she does fertility coaching. Okay, and one of the cool things about her business is she helps people get women, helps women get pregnant. And this is for women over 40. But the part that was missing was like, well, after they're pregnant, what happens? Well, they need to sustain their pregnancy. And after they have the baby, you know what happens? Everyone goes, what? I don't know what to do with this thing. It popped out of me, and I know I'm its mother, and I know that's its fault, but what do we do with it? Okay, so there's progression there. Well, we'll help you through your first year of raising your child. And then, there might be postpartum, there might be other things that are taking place, and we continue to help them. That's future business. Just because someone has, let's just say, had the baby, doesn't mean the relationship is over, because there's that trust. They've worked with you. This is a new level of know, like, and trust. I think it's know, like, know, love, and trust. It's like they love you. Why would they go somewhere else? It's just your responsibility to remind them. So tactic number 3, go through all your clients that you've had in the past who've had X, whether by back pain, financial help, legal help, branding expert, doesn't matter. And say, what's the next logical thing that they may need, and offer it to them. Let them know that you do that. And I'll give you a variant on this. Suppose you don't do it, right? So let's talk about accountants, lawyers, branding professionals, whatever it may be. Like, so someone says, hey, listen, I need you to prepare an LLC for me. Be like, great, I would love to, but I don't do that. Refer them out. Refer them out to someone and build some either goodwill or get a referral fee if you're allowed to in your industry. Say, listen, I have someone who needs an LLC, but I don't do that. I have someone that needs tax planning, and I'm just a tax preparer. Send it out, build that goodwill. I'm an acupuncturist who does necks. All I do is necks. I'm the neck expert. Great, send them to a podiatrist, send them to a foot expert, whoever you think, because that person's going to have goodwill. And again, check your local laws, but if you're allowed to get a referral fee, even better. All right, those are 3. Do we want to clarify anything in those, East, that you think that your people might want to know?
I love it. In number 2, repeat business, two things occurred to me. Number 1, you get to cherry pick your favorites. So if I was doing this, which I can't confirm or deny if I have, more on the confirming, I would look at my favorite clients and patients from the last year, and I would cherry pick and email them that little love letter that says, hey, how's your neck? How's your back? How's your baby? How's this? And I think what I really want you guys to take away from this is the short one sentence email. Where I find people stub their toes is they send a big long email with all this information, and my opening is grand openings next week. And oh, I have a special on microdermablation and all this. Like, no. It's short and sweet. Hey, how's your neck? Hey, how's your knee? I was thinking about you, which is true. Number two, I worked at a car dealership and in the marketing department. I think I learned more there than in undergrad of business and an MBA of business, which I have. At the car dealership, we would go through the list of people who bought cars 2 years ago, and we would call them on the phone and we would say, hey, we want to give you a free oil change. And they're like, really? We're like, yeah, that's just our service. Come on down, we'll give you a free oil change. They're like, wow, you guys are amazing. We're like, we know. So they would come, they would get the free oil change. And while they were waiting for their oil change, a salesperson would come out and say, hey, we have the new version of that car. You want to look at it while you're here? And our goal was for them to trade in their car that day and go home with a new one. And it worked. And so the point here is get them back in your door. They love you. They may have forgotten how much they love you. Get them back in your door. Maybe you offer them, hey, I have this red light. I'd love for you to come in and get a free session of an anti-aging red light. I normally charge $60 for it. Come on in and you can sit under it for free because I miss you. I want to see you. When they come back in, they're sitting under a lamp for 20 minutes, and then you could sell them on the next thing. Yeah, I have this anti-aging protocol. I have microderm equipment, like whatever it is, get them in your door, get them back. And I love the fact that you get to cherry pick your favorite past patients, which is different from emails. If you've worked with me, I'm a big proponent and champion of emails, email, but you don't get to cherry pick your favorites in an email. Like when you broadcast big emails on a regular basis. I love your approach, Sameer, that this is very cherry picking. I love that. And most of us want, especially in healthcare, we would love to fill our schedule with our favorite patients week in and week out. So this is gold. This is so good. And I agree with you 100%. If you did these three things, you will have a new patient. Now, I want to add this one thing. Many of my clients don't charge a new patient initial fee for a patient they haven't seen for a year. If you haven't seen that person in 6 months, they're a new patient, my friend. You're going to take a long time catching up with them. It's okay for you to charge an initial fee for a past patient if they haven't been in for a year. Insurance allows you to charge for that, by the way. So if you're an insurance-based business and that person comes back after 6 weeks, you get to charge another comprehensive exam on that patient. So why aren't you doing that in your cash practice? All right, I'm off the box.
No, I love what you said. I think that you kind of nailed it with like the one-liner. And I know we're beating this point, but it's really important because we are excited to be like, hey, listen, this is the sale of the century, and I want to put it in my email. The easy way to not get caught up in writing more is saying, all I want to do is have the person start a conversation with me. And if you think about you're walking down the street and there's some stranger in front of you, like, are you going to explain to them your entire business and start a conversation? Or are you going to say, excuse me, can I ask you a question? And wait for the person to respond? Or how did Austin Powers do it? Hey, there you are. Oh, do I know you? No, but there you are. You just start. I had to throw that in. I'm teaching that to my son these days, and he's trying to figure out why that's funny. Oh, all right. So do we have time for a bonus?
We have time for a bonus. This is so good.
Okay. I know you love this. I know you love this. So that's why I want to put it in the bonus. I was so glad that you said yes, because if you cut me off, I'd be like, no, I got to include it. So here's the big hole in everyone's bucket. If you increase your fees, that hole will get smaller and your bucket will fill up faster. So here's a really simple thing to try out, and I know it scares the hell out of most people, is that if you charge $100 tomorrow, today, whenever you watch this, the next client offer the same service for $120 or $1,200, okay? If it really freaks you out, sell it for 101, sell it for 105. Preferably sell it for 200 or 300, but I know most people that'll freak them out. So just go at least 20% higher. Okay. Now, here's your risk. If that person is exclusively working on price, you may lose them. Okay. If they are like, oh, if it was only $100 instead of 105, I would do it. And then, well, we'll go into a lot of sales strategies, but basically be like, oh, I'm sorry, Julie. So what you're saying is that if this was 100 instead of 105, you're ready to close right now? Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right, great. Let's get your credit card and we'll do it for 100. Okay. That's your worst case scenario. And if Julie doesn't want to do it for 100, she's not going to want to do it for 50. She's not going to want to do it for 20 bucks. Don't worry about it. But if you start increasing your fees, what will happen is this. Two things will happen. You will have an elated moment that someone bought at your new fees. And you will also have this incredible doubt of it being a fluke. So you have to do it twice. I would probably say you got to do it at least 3 times before you will actually believe that people will pay your new fees. And guess what? The hole in your bucket just got a lot smaller and your bucket started filling up a lot faster. So that's the bonus. Just on the next person you present prices to, increase it by 20% or 300% if you have the guts to do it.
If you have the guts. I love that. I love that. I mean, I work with so many people on raising prices. If anybody's watched this far, which this video is not that long, and you want a 45-minute strategy on raising prices, just DM me. It's yours. Because that is one of the things, guys, the dollar store isn't even the dollar store. It's the $1.25 store. Okay. So if you haven't raised your price in the last 3 years, we need to talk. And that is really important. These phones get more expensive every year because they have more features added to it, right? An extra camera, more functionality, more expensive. Each and every one of you watching this are adding functionality and features to your services from practicing them, by being in practice, going to continuing education, learning, and embodying that learning. And so you need to be like the phone. My first phone was 300. This was 1,300 because you are more advanced now. You're more enhanced. So I love, these are so great, Sameer.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is great. This is exactly what I'd hope you deliver, is quick, easy ways to get new patients in your door within 24 hours. Don't wait till Thursday to fill your week. Do this on a Sunday or a Monday, right? Don't go
now.
like, oh, it's Thursday and I don't have any patients. Like, start this campaign on a Monday looking at all your openings for the week, because if you start that dialogue with somebody and they say, oh my gosh, East, I was thinking about you. I'm so glad you reached out. My neck actually is hurting. Then you can write back and say, well, I have an opening on Thursday. Come here. Let's take it, right? You're ready for it. Be prepared. I love this.
And I want to go back to the first thing we discussed, is that this is a quick fix. But if you build any of these, all of them, into systems that you do consistently in your practice, it is not money tomorrow. It is tens, it is hundreds of thousands of dollars you will add. I say this with all sincerity. What I'm sharing with you is a thing that has more than, God, I don't know how to say, what's the next one after quadrupled? It is more than quadrupled my annual income with just this strategy, because I had huge holes in the bottom of my bucket and I was focusing on the faucet, and I just forget the faucet, plug the holes, and it grows so fast. So yeah, and please just do it.
I know, and
just do it.
guys, it's not what. So he's been doing this for himself to create this lifestyle business, laptop lifestyle, working very minimal. He has a small child. He takes his kid to school. He hangs out, no working on weekends, no evenings. enjoys his life, makes a great income living in Del Mar, Carmel Valley. And he's been teaching lawyers for the last 10 years how to do it. I'm in a mastermind with Sameer, and I said, I would love for you to share these strategies with my people, because this, like Sameer opened with, these principles apply to any business. And he has gone and paid the hundreds of thousands of dollars to sit in the room with the Joe Polish, with the Tony Robbins, with the Brenda Burchard, with the Kevin Nations, the Ryan Lee, the Taki Moores. He's paid all that. He's like the Jack Canfield of coaching. He's gone out there, he's gathered all this incredible information, and now he's delivering it to you in easy to implement, simple practices. What we're giving you today is tiny little bit of what Sameer can offer. And in the link to the description of this video, he's offering, you called them a leverage call. Like, I've been sending some of my actually a lot of my clients to him, that he just gets on a call and gives them one little thing to do. Try it out for the week to leverage and see, move the needle, if we want to use a buzzword in business. But making more money, getting more patients, whatever your pain point is, I know Sameer can help you. So take advantage of this offer to have a leverage call with Sameer. The link will be there for you. And Sameer has agreed, after much arm twisting by me, to do a couple more of these podcasts. So what are we going to talk about next?
Oh my God, I did not know I agreed to this.
Well, what would be the next thing that you would love to talk on a Zoom call with me to help these people make more money, scale their businesses, live a lifestyle business where they can actually enjoy themselves?
Okay, so this is key. So in a lifestyle business, there's really two components. One is the money part, right? And everyone is focused on the money, and there's nothing wrong with that, because how's the saying going? If you have enough money to throw at the problem, then you don't have a problem. Okay, so that's why money is actually super important. But the second part of this is also time, effort, stress, energy. Okay, and what happens is we get caught up in a lot of mundane stuff, a lot of stuff we shouldn't be doing, a lot of stuff that stresses us out. So what I would love to talk about is the little things that we can do in our business that have a exponential effect on reducing our levels of stress and worry, etc. And ultimately, what happens is when we get rid of that, I call it noise. Whenever we get rid of the noise, we suddenly have this just incredible amount of time and energy to focus on the stuff that actually makes us more money. And it's so much more funny than to make money than to stress about chasing clients for paying bills and taking care of paperwork and stuff like that. So we'll talk about something called I will leave it on a cliffhanger. It's called EADS. EADS. It stands for something, and it will save you so much time. It will save you so much stress. It will eliminate your overwhelm, and you will be so happy.
All right, that's it, guys. You heard it from me and Sameer. We're going to talk about EADS in the next video. But for now, implement these things, report back to us, and you'll see the link to have a leverage call with Sameer. I'd love to hear how this landed for you. Please let me know, or Sameer. You can I'll also put Sameer's contact information in here besides that link as well, so that you can stay in touch with us, because both of us genuinely care about you. We genuinely want you to succeed so that the people that are looking for you can find you. And the lifestyle that you want for yourself, you can have and enjoy. Sound good?
Sounds great. I'm in.
Okay. Bye for now, Sameer.
Thank you, East.
Bye.